mentioning what China's doing to kind of regulate its internet. That's actually worth speaking about.
Yeah. Have you been following this?
Yeah, that's what terrifies me, is that we have to become like China in order to deal with what they're doing. I feel like one step moving in that general direction is a social credit score system, and I'm terrified of that.
Right.
And I think that is where vaccine passports lead to. I really do. And I think this idea that they're slowly working their way into our everyday lives and in this sort of inexorable way, where you have to have some sort of paperwork or some sort of a Q code or something on your phone, or QR code, that scares the shit out of me, because that's you're never going to get that back.
Right.
Once the government has that kind of power and control, they're going to be able to exercise it whenever they want, with all sorts of reasons to institute it.
I'm worried about that too, but I will say also, just to also notice that everywhere there's a way in which a small move in a direction can be shown to lead to another big boogeyman, and that boogeyman makes us angry, social media is upregulating the meaning of everything to be its worst possible conclusion. So like a small move by the government to do X might be seen as this is the first step in this total thing. I'm not saying that they're not going to go do that. I'm worried about that too. But to also just notice the way that social media amplifies that the degree to which we all get kind of reactive and triggered by that.
The thing that I think is worth mentioning is what China is doing regarding its internet, because it's seeing real problems, and we might not like their solution. We might want to implement a solution that has more civil liberties than we should.
Well, let's explain what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I'll do it quickly. So it's quite literally as if Xi Jinping saw the social dilemma, because they've in the last 2 months rolled out a bunch of sweeping reforms that include things like, if you're under the age of 14 and you use Douyin, which is their version of TikTok, when you swipe the videos, instead of getting like the influencer dancing videos and soft pornography, you get science experiments you can do at home, museum exhibits, and patriotism videos.
Wow.
So you're scrolling and you're getting stuff that's educating, because they want their kids to grow up and want to be astronauts and scientists.
Yeah.
They don't want them to grow up and be influencers. And I'm not, when I say this, by the way, I'm not, just to be clear, I'm not praising that model, just noticing all the things that they're doing.
Well, I'll praise it.
And another,
if you can influence people, that's a great way to do it.
they also limit it to 40 minutes a day on TikTok. For gaming, let me actually do the TikTok example. So they do 40 minutes a day for TikTok. They also, when you scroll a few times, they actually do a mandatory 5-second delay saying, hey, do you want to get up and do something else? Like, because when people sit there infinitely scroll, even Tim Cook recently said mindless scrolling, which is actually invented by my co-founder of the Center for Humane Technology, Asa Raskin. He was in the Social Dilemma. He's the one who invented that infinite scroll thing. China said, hey, we don't want people mindlessly scrolling. So after you scroll a few videos, it does a mandatory